Good afternoon, everyone. Global CO2 levels have reached new record values. How dare we not chastise Asia, China, and India? With all the remediation, all the windmills, solar panels, still CO2 climbs. It is natural. Discrepancies in ground temperatures, what the mainstream media says versus real readings from individuals. Hard rhyme, Romania. Deep declines in temperature, minus 40 degrees Celsius in Russia has turned into 53 degrees below zero in the last week. Lightning strikes on the beach in New South Wales. Is anybody talking about solar cycles as a possible cause for all this cold and weather disruption across the planet with our grow zones and decline in crop yields? With gold sitting near 7-year highs and talks of possible gold and silver increases over the next years. When we look across the news landscape, it's continuous trade wars, negative interest rates, Fed lowering rates, contracting manufacturer, pullbacks in consumer spending, and then talks of stock market plunges. Protect your wealth and invest in silver or gold. Patriot Gold Group, open a no-fee-for-life physical silver or gold IRA before the dollar collapses. Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold IRA dealer. At Patriot, you work directly with an owner and avoid paying absurd broker fees. They'll explain to you what a physical silver or gold IRA is and the benefits of precious metal IRA investments. Working directly with every client to secure the most competitive pricing on gold and silver. Call today or request a free investment kit below patriotgoldgroup.com. The link's in the description box below. Starting off here, global CO2 levels have reached new record values despite all the effort. For the last 30 years, we've been told this, that, and the other to stop CO2. It's an existential threat. Look at all the main sources of CO2, North America, Europe. But how dare we not talk about Asia or chastise India? Global annual total emissions have fallen for fossil fuels, yet we still see global disruption in the climate system. I'm saying it's a grand solar minimum natural cycle. Others would disagree with my point. Taking a look at the CO2 concentrations here across the planet. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. You can see the ship traffic. That's really interesting. The blue with the ship and air traffic between continents. And Asia far exceeding anything in Europe. But how dare we not talk about Asia? Chastise them and making them reduce. Oh, wait, they're a developing economy. As long as we have carbon offset credits, like if you buy it in another place, even if you put the CO2 in the atmosphere, it's all good. It must not be that much of a threat if you can do it another place and buy to offset in a different continent. And a quick glimpse into the U.S. concentrations. If it is such a threat, then why are we still having global commerce with bits of junk shipped across the oceans on never-ending streams of boats, airline travel, the most flights in human history this year? We haven't even limited private flying yet. First thing to go needs to be the private jet travel. Nobody's talking about that either, so I don't think it's really a threat. Over to Russia, unusually cold already at this time of the year. Last week was 5 days in a row of 40 degrees Celsius below zero. That has since increased to 53 degrees below zero. It dropped a full 10 degrees C in that last week. Everywhere you see these pinks on here is registering 40 degrees Celsius below zero or more. And look, when we dip in, take a look at these temperatures here. I don't know how to pronounce most of them, but top right there, 52.1 degrees Celsius below zero. That is the same in Fahrenheit. 50 degrees below zero, that's chilly. Not even December yet, and they're getting these types of temperatures. Even the Russian media is talking about how strange and unusual, how bitterly cold it is already this early in the year. And then because of the displacing air mass, because of this sudden stratospheric warming event, we're already starting to get some tapering here. Perfect view of cooler and drier air mass moving off the Arctic region over northern UK, North Sea, and that's going to continue to push south. Germany Sweden, Norway, look out. Here we go. The cold outbreak, going to follow it through with the forecast direction slamming Central Europe. They're expecting this to go all the way down to Italy with Arctic temperatures. See how it works out over the next few days. But Sin sends this to me and says, currently 1 p.m. in Fife, Scotland, but the ground temperatures with his thermometer taking temperature readings is far different than what the mainstream media is putting out. Look at that. He's showing below zero. They're showing 4 degrees Celsius. That's a gigantic difference. And how many times has this gone on over the last weeks, months, and years to give us these global record temperatures? Hottest year ever. Well, I would like to use Sam's thermometer instead of what's coming off of maybe the top of a roof or in a parking lot. Look at that frost on the grass there. Now, speaking of unusual formations of things, check out this snow in Austria. But I have never seen anything like this with snow. Pretty interesting. Almost looks like you're at the beach underwater with the currents creating the different ripples in the sand. And 2 more spectacular photos here. This hard rime, otherwise known as concrete snow, in Romania, November 25th. Pretty interesting here. I wanted to zoom in. These are such spectacular photos. Look at that. Spectacular, eerie images, frozen landscapes. And it does appear to be a winter wonderland in Romania already. And I thought rhyme. Look where this rhyme is. Algeria, Batana. All-time record snowfall in Algeria with that Medicane landing, along with the blasting wind and semi-moist snow slammed in. And that's really far south for hard rhyme. Perhaps it is the solar cycles that has an effect on our weather here on this planet. We're in the very low on the right side at the bottom of the 11-year solar cycle. It's been quite quiet on our sun, and it seems that temperatures are reflecting this. We saw the same thing in the 1970s when it came down. Low solar activity and sunspot numbers for the entire cycle, but when it hit the 11-year low, extreme cold. Those were the blizzards in Buffalo and the extreme cold during the late 1970s. Looks like we're getting ready to repeat something like that again, but then stretch it out into this grand solar minimum as we descend solar cycle after solar cycle into something we have not seen in multi-centuries. So when we see heat or cold or snow or rain records breaking multi-century marks, hey, do you think they're connected? Image here from New South Wales. Lucky you're not picnicking on the beach at that exact time. Spectacular grab there. Double bolt into the sand. And with the extreme cold sweeping the northern hemisphere this winter, long sleeve tee, you're definitely going to need it. You can trigger the Extinction Rebellion, Al Gore, with the Adapt 2030 merch. It's not CO2, it's not you, it is the sun. This design available for another couple of days in November, and we're going to switch it up with a new offering in December. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video, and I will see you next time.